For most games, speedrunning is not so different from this. Pure mechanical speed. You do the same thing as the guy next to you, slightly faster, and you walk home with the record. There's a beauty to that, refining your craft. But the reason I love Hitman is that none of your competition in this game is ever just doing the same thing. Every pore of this game demands creativity, and every year I try to bring this aspect of Hitman to light by holding the biggest contract competition in the game's history. To top last year's $1,000 Miami contract, we had to up the prize pool and bring back legendary designer David Red Sox to create a spitefully difficult 5-target contract on one of Hitman's most hated maps. The first day it went live, it trended #1 on every platform Hitman's played on and got more entrants than all previous competitions combined. This is style, knowledge, flair, all in service of tackling a problem in ways that only each individual runner could see. Everyone involved had only 1 week to submit their run, and all runs were kept secret until this reveal. And by the end of it, they pushed not just my contract, but the game itself to a limit I simply could not believe. Okay, first up, let's explain the targets. Now, in the actual Hitman game, you have to kill 2 people on this map. In our contract, it's 5, and we made them frighteningly tough. Target 1, the waiter. This guy stands at the edge of a busy party, surrounded by witnesses, and doesn't move. He's easy to kill, but very tough to get away with it. Target 2 is the guard. Surrounded by his 2 guard buddies, we call him the Blue Man Group. They all watch each other's backs and are never alone. Target 3, the harpist. Now, if you look closely, you can pick up on the fact that she's blind. But what you might not know is she's also deaf. You cannot lure her, you cannot distract her, and she does not leave her harp, which is again surrounded by patrolling guards. Target 4 is the adventurer, Blake Nathaniel, a rogue treasure hunter who patrols all through the main mansion on a really long route. You want to kill him? You better make it seem like an accident, because his body is sure to be discovered. Finally, the most annoying target of all, the veteran. He sits on the edge of the map on an isolated roof and stares out to sea. And worst of all, he's got friends at his back that constantly come over to check on him. Alone, each of these targets would be a challenge, but to kill all 5 without being seen and escape, well, that's the ultimate Hitman contract. How will the world's best players solve it to win $1,500? Let's find out. The important thing is when you're deciding what to run in Hitman is your starting location. We have on this map 8 different options, but each start was designed to have some targets that are easy and some that are a huge pain in the ass. Our first wave of runs on day 1 or 2 were pretty much all from here, the harbor, because this is the default start in the game. And you get to bring a sniper. Beating this in under 10 minutes is impressive for a regular player. It's way harder than any Hitman map. If you beat it under 5, I would say you did a great job finding a route. We're starting today at 3 minutes 30. The worst part of the harbor start is that it takes 30 seconds of running just to get to the party. But the one good thing that I could find about the harbor start is that if you run for 20 seconds, you can pick up a brick. And you know what? This may come into play. He picks up a propane tank that's also here and tosses it at a peculiar point on the wall. Why? He sneaks into the building and picks up a muffin, picks up a soda can. He's cleaning up litter. He tosses a soda can right here. And the closest one is going to go investigate. That happens to be Brian, his target. He waits. Again, this run's very clever, but it has some waiting. Knocks him out with a soda can. Whoa, almost gets seen. Steals the disguise. Actually just dumps him off the side. 1 down, barely, almost doesn't get seen. Remember that propane tank he tossed over the wall earlier? Blam! There goes the waiter, accident kill. Now this is where we find out the harpist here has 1 HP because he chucks that muffin from earlier at her head and it kills her. That is how I found out she has 1 HP. When I did my runs, I shot her. But it turns out that if you hit her with any object, even a non-lethal muffin, she will die instantly. Grabs her and drags her body into the tall grass to avoid being seen by the patrolling guards. This is already so fast to me. I'm telling you, dude, this is the one we're starting with, and it's actually a really solid run. And then he walks up, hits him in the head with a brick, and then chucks him over the side while stealing his disguise. And now he has just 1 target left. And this is a lot of people's hardest target. But this is good timing to end up right here as Blake is walking the route down these stairs and is basically alone. And he tosses a coin. And when this guy glances away, lethal syringes him in the back. And that's 5 targets dead in 3 minutes. Now all he has to do is get to an exit. That was An excellent, one of our first solid runs. 3 minutes, 30 seconds from Sid. At the time this came in, it was 4th. Very quickly, though, shit started to get out of hand. So our next run is going to chop off a full minute from that one. As we get down to BajerMajer from the Chapel start. This is a very uncommon start. I thought it would be way more popular. So it's pretty good for the veteran, but it's pretty far from everybody else. Again, one of the benefits of Chapel is you get to bring a sniper rifle off the bat and you have some height. You just don't have a disguise. So the first thing he does is toss a blueberry muffin to get out of bounds. It's a classic main game speedrun technique. So now he's on a rooftop. This is a rooftop you're not allowed to be on, but he used the muffin to get here. He walks up, pulls out his sniper, shoots something to distract the guards over there, and then blasts that guy off at an angle you couldn't normally get him at. So now the elite guy is dead. Then he drops through the hole in the roof, landing on top of a smuggle point. This is where he smuggled a breaching charge. Then he gets the drop. Instead of climbing the ladder down, because he's on the table, he can jump off the ledge and drop down to the basement. He went from the top to the bottom in like 5 seconds. Now he has to avoid these guards because he has no disguise. He knocks one out, knocks the other one out. Within 40 seconds, he has a guard disguise, which is good, and the veteran is dead. He walks over here, sneaks into the gallery, and shoots an incredibly long round. This is a really good lineup. You have to angle it up so it arcs down. Long range psyker shot to get this guy sick from the balcony without being seen by anybody else. What is psychering someone? What he did is he shot a long range sick dart. And if it hits them, they immediately get sick and have to go to the nearest bathroom and start puking. This is another classic. This is why I love this run. Walks in and bombs the toilet. This is a man after my own heart. He psychers Blake, who's upstairs, sets a bomb on his toilet and says, I don't need to be here. By the time this gets down here to throw up, I'm gonna blow his ass up in an isolated toilet. Then he runs outside, picks up a brick, another Omega long-range psyker shot. These lineups are crazy. You only have 2 bullets. He cannot miss. Then snipes. The first shot was to make the party goers turn around. Second shot was to hit the blind girl in the head. Walks over here, climbs down, walks over to the second bathroom. He detonates the bomb to kill Blake in the first bathroom right as the waiter walks into the second bathroom. Shuts the door, knocks him out, kills him. Isolated kills across the map at the same time. Double bathroom strat. He only has 1 target left. This is part of the Blue Man group. Knocks out the first guy, gets seen by his target, loses green guns. The timing for this contract only counts if you have green guns. That means you don't get seen, no witnesses. He gets seen by this guy, and as this guy's turning around, he hits him in the back of the head with a brick, so he never sees anything. And then he shoots this guy in the head, wiping his memories. Going back to green guns, no witnesses, and gets out. Really clean use of the Chapel start. I have so many prize winners on so many things that I'm already going to give a prize. So our next run is from Eoyama. I think he got a 205. And he chose the second most unpopular start, the reception area, the party. And guess what? Eoyama, if you're in chat, you are the fastest player in the world from this start. The waiter outfit's not very good, and it's very low to the ground, doesn't have height advantage or anything. There's nothing really great about this start. It doesn't have good items near it, it doesn't have anything. But it has one thing. It's very near the other waiter, and it's right next to a random coin. The second the game starts, he turns around and picks up this little coin right here. And this coin is gonna matter because he found a kill that I didn't see anyone else do, which is that he runs straight at the other waiter, looks at the ground, and drops the coin right here. And it turns out this other waiter's pretty greedy because the second he sees the coin, he's like, huh, I guess I'll walk right over to it, even though I saw you drop it. And so within 15 seconds, the waiter's dead. And that is like probably the one unique advantage he could have of this spot, and he made it work. Grabs a second coin, shoots, turning around. That was so slick. See how this guy's looking left, this guy's looking right, and the guy he wants to looks at the taser. Now, when a guard picks up a taser, it instantly kills them, accident kill. But to make it the right guard, he had to do the right shot. And he walks over, picks up the taser, and dies. He's still moving. One shot and dropping an item, and that guy's dead. 36 seconds, and 2 guys are dead, and he's moving. Distraction shot, hops the wall, blasts her in the shoulder, and drags her into tall grass. Taser guard is now dead. Now, what are you gonna do about Blake? Runs upstairs, turns off the light. This is sick. There's 2 people over there. When he turns off the light, one of them turns. When he tosses the coin, the other one turns. Please don't. Oh. And then he just pushes him off. The veteran is really hard. He's very far away. He tosses a duck down into the crowd for seemingly no reason, tranks that guy, and then just blasts him in the head. Now look what he did there. He tranks this guy, shoots his target, but because it's not a sniper rifle, this guy will not fly off the side. That means his body's gonna crumple right here and it will get found. But because there's a tranked guy here and he does a bunch of panic shots, they're gonna spend all their time figuring out what's going on over here. They are not gonna get back here for like 30 seconds. Now they will find it eventually, but he's got time. Now here's another problem. He is in a bad disguise. It's not allowed in this section. He can't get to the helicopter. But remember that duck he tossed earlier? It's right here. It turns out that all of these guys that are white circles that'll see you, when they hear an explosion, they panic. Right as he's about to get seen, he pops the explosion and they lose their enforcer status. Now, the guards don't do that. He's still about to get seen. This bar is already halfway full and he has to get from here to here. Look at that. Very impressive run. But now we enter the elite runners, okay? Minute barriers matter in the world of Hitman. Every runner from here on out is an under 2-minute run. A 154, a friend of the stream, our man Aspecticor. The fewest number of people use the gallery because, you know, being in the middle seems like an advantage, but actually it's very low ground and you have to either run this way, then backtrack, or run this way and you can't kill this guard. Now, the one advantage of the gallery is it's right next to Blake Nathaniel. And the first thing he does, he tosses an emetic sick grenade, but not to get Blake sick, to get the people watching him sick. Then he shoots the roof to make the other one look, then climbs the wall, then shoots a distraction shot, then just shoots him in the head. I forgot. What a crazy start. They'll be back, so he drags the body and hides it in this trunk, and then I think steals it. Yeah. So now he's dressed as Blake Nathaniel, which is actually an extremely powerful disguise because it's like a story character. So he gets that within 30 seconds, he has killed one of the hardest targets and gotten his outfit. Then he runs upstairs and he finds this nice little window in some random office on the 3rd floor that can see this rooftop. Pistol distracts that guy over there. Make sure everyone's not looking around because again, you can't shoot them off the roof unless you have a sniper. But he kills the guy and again shoots 3 shots to panic all these guys, so they're not going to find the body. But he still is on a clock. He has smuggled in over here a breaching charge, which he then drops on top of So then he boosts himself up to the roof of the building. He shoots panic shots to distract a patrolling guard who can look down and see the blind girl. Then, woo, baby, drops 40 million feet. Pops her in the head and hides her body behind the coffin, I think, which is a crazy spot to hide her. He needs to get this civilian away from underneath this falling object. So this guy's running away in panic while this guy's walking up to check it out. Crazy lineup. Kills him. This guy's over here panicked. This guy walks over and then pow, right in the head. Nobody's looking. 154, baby. Sub 2 minutes. Very, very, very cool run by Aspecticor. Crazy boost strats as well. Very sick. Very, very, very sick. But if you want to talk about crazy strats, as I might have mentioned earlier, the harbor start is pretty much agreed to be the worst start because you lose 40 seconds just walking at the beginning. This is the best harbor time in the entire world from Thieshman. Shows up shirtless, refuses to elaborate, does the following. Picks up the brick. You better make this brick count. It is the only advantage the harbor start has. I don't know what he's gonna do with this brick. 20 seconds in, takes out his sniper rifle, walks up the stairs, shoots open the door across the map, and tosses the brick. Now, why? Why toss a brick right here for no reason? Smuggles in a breaching charge, walks through here, tranquilizer, tranquilizer. While they're passing out, boom, you're dead. Puts a breaching charge on this random winch. That'll be important later. Climbs upstairs, detonates. So it turns out, I have to show you in game. I'm sorry, I have to show you in game. It turns out he tossed a brick right here and the edge of the audio cone of that brick hit this guy's ears. And he wants to go investigate. But what is the route between right here and all the way up here? Over here, up these stairs, and underneath this chandelier. This chandelier is held up by this winch. So he put a bomb on it for the brick that he threw 30 seconds ago, and then knows exactly when he's timed to walk underneath it so that when he's all the way up here, he can detonate it. Incredibly cracked. Now, he stands in the middle of the circle where the blind girl is, shoots a bunch of distraction shots all around, then tosses a breaching charge on the ground that breaks this random flower pot that's part of the map. Then he stands on this broken flower pot and fucking Tupla's it.
To clarify for Brandon, Tupla is another Hitman speedrunner. In last year's contract competition, Tupla Piccone earned the title the Angel of Death after using an exploit involving standing on broken violin pieces and using a breaching charge to launch himself into the stratosphere. Here, Thieshman uses the same exploit as Tupla with pieces of the broken flower pot.
By the way, we're not even halfway through the runs today. Then he falls from 400 million feet and shoots the veteran across the map with a falling headshot to knock him off the side. Shoots 3 distraction shots, boom, falling, boom, boom, falling, to keep no guards from finding the body, and pixel perfect the landing. Look at how he lands right on this edge to give him the height he needs to make that team turn around and then hit her in the head. If he did not land on this ridge, he could not hit this shot. Then he falls down, and the last target, Blake, how the f does he get Blake? Shoots 2 distraction shots. Remember those guys that everyone's always poisoning or hitting with coins or whatever, or Aspecticor made sick? He shoots distraction shots to make them turn around and panic. Then walks into the security guard room, distracts them all, and then through this thin window that I didn't know existed, through the door he opened earlier, kills Blake. And then runs to the boat exit. 153. Bro, to do all that to save 1 second on Aspecticor's time. And that was the best Harbor start in the world. And Harbor, you know, 80 people try it. I mean, it was like one of the most used starts. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and chop 30 seconds off that. So what do we have left? We have the kitchens, and this is Juanito. So the kitchen start has some advantages. I can tell you about them because I spent a lot of time with the kitchen start. The kitchen start advantage is that you start pretty close to a lot of the targets on the left side of the map, or the right side of the map, and the chef disguise is not half bad. Nobody looks at the help. So what he does is he walks over here, grabs the coin, takes out a taser and tosses it. I didn't figure that out at all. Apparently, you can just toss a taser and the right guy will pick it up if you just know where to line it up. So that guy's done. Then, same thing. Breaching charge on the winch. But he hasn't got the waiter to start moving. How does he do that? If you shoot right here, that also makes an audio distraction sound, but it's considered on a floor above. If you shoot above a certain threshold, this guy will want to go investigate up here. So he will also do the same route that goes underneath the chandelier. First guy dead, second guy moving. Then distraction shots, blasts her in the head, and doesn't have to go up there. Basically, 3 targets dead now. The first guy's moving to his death in 36 seconds. This is crazy. She is looking this way, so he shoots a gun. She turns around to investigate the sound of the gun while they turn around to investigate the bullet hole. He stays moving. He grabs the statue from that table, tosses a coin. Damn. While they're looking, shoves him off. 4 targets dead. 51 seconds. He has 1 guy left. And that bust he took is a breakable object. The only person I saw do this, he does a boost on this stairwell. For what reason? Nobody cares because the chef outfit's okay. So he bust boosts up onto this ridge and just shoots him. Distracts the guard with the triple shot, hustles over to the edge, and gets out. Clean. 126, 30 seconds faster from the kitchen start. The best kitchen start in the world. Well played, Juanito. Remember BajerMajer? He started from the chapel, and he had a great time of 221. Well, unfortunately, Hulime halved that with the best chapel time in the world. BajerMajer did the thing where he fell through the roof. He had like, oh, it's crazy strats. Let's see how chapel is truly broken by a master. Instantly start, sniper rifle shot, cross map, onto the roof for some reason. Crystal ball. Boosts onto the roof. Shoots the corner of this thing to make this guard turn the right direction to not look at the other guy. And then blasts this guy in the head, knocks him off. Jumps up the roof, dodges the camera, and climbs. Over. Now he enters this from an angle almost nobody else did. He's entering this hallway from the window. So he just tranks them in the back. And then he just shoots the guy right there. It turns out, my friends, that these 2 guards right here never turn around. They sit there and stare face forward the entire time. So as long as you trank these 2 jabronis, you can blast this guy, you can knife this guy, you can leave him dead sprawled out on the floor. These 2 guards will never turn around. See, it's so cool seeing how all these different runs interact in different ways. Aspecticor started here and climbed up this wall. He's coming in the window and climbing down this wall. Distracts the upstairs guard, distracts the downstairs lady, and then through the legs of the guard, look at this shot. Past, like he's scraping his shin, kills the harpist. Let's go. Snipes to distract the waiter. Boom. Kills that guy with the falling chandelier. He decided, I'm not even gonna worry about the second guard. He makes the first guard look over here, knocks out this one with a brick, kills this one, and ignores this guy. This guy will turn around and see it, but he doesn't care. He's gonna leave. Boom. Boom. And just walks out. 113. And now we have, I think, one of our first repeat showings. If you watched my Miami contract, there was a guy that won the creativity prize, and his name was Casetros. He may not win it again, but he is getting featured. The Architect Lounge, basically underneath this giant glass cube. This is a great disguise. It has good height. It's a good location, a popular starting location. This is about the time when his run came in that we started to get a lot of innovation on this side of the map. So let me show you Casetros's 108 run from the Architect Lounge. And one of the big advantages of the Architect Lounge spawn, you start really close to a smuggle point where you can send in any large item that you want. He chooses to smuggle in a sniper, I believe. Then Then he shows you why he needs that sniper, because he gets on top of the glass box. Now imagine if you're at the tallest point in the map that's made of glass and you have a long-range sniper rifle, what kind of havoc you can wreak. Let me show you what he does. First shot distracts that security guard. Through the glass, distracts the waiter. Knocks that guy off into the water. Hits that guy with the home chandelier. Distracts people on the ground. You can't even see it. Kills the blind violinist through the glass. Through the glass again. Kills the elite guard. Falls 40 million feet. Long range trank. This guy's panicked. This guy's tranked. Tranks the other guy and just pushes. He killed all 5 targets in 54 seconds. He just has to get out. He's just not near an exit. It's just incredible to me that a person instantly, within 10 seconds, is on the highest point in the map with a sniper, incredibly sick shots, kills everybody, and this is not even a podium finish. This is not even a top 5 Architect Lounge. This is an incredible run. The level of competition this time leveled up insane. And now with a 106 from the warehouse, ElusiveEmu. The warehouse again, right beneath the veteran guard. People didn't use this spawn at all really at the start, but near the end of the 7 days, there was a lot of innovation. We're getting near 1 minute. Starts in the warehouse. What does he do? Instantly grabs a smuggled gun. He runs to this window, and it turns out that right on this wall is where the guy upstairs with binoculars can see, and shoots 3 times. Now, when a guard hears 3 shots, they run to where the shots came from. So now the guy upstairs with binoculars is running downstairs to get to this room that he is in. Then he picks up a propane tank, runs upstairs, and this part is just crack to me. Drops the propane tank, shoots this wall once and the propane tank once to activate it. This is just out of the distance of earshot from these guys. So the shot here isn't heard, but this shot is. So now Blake is walking out to investigate. So the guy upstairs is running all the way over here, runs past that propane tank right here at the exact same time as this guy walks past it. Then he detonates it. So he blows up the propane and kills them both as they cross the same spot. That's beautiful. That is so sick. Shoots the blind lady. Long range psyker again to get that guy sick. Dodge is here. He's in a bad disguise for this area. Dodges. Shoots the thing, makes it fall on the waiter. And then to save time on this, he just blinds everybody and chat. Flashbang, baby. And while blinded, picks out the one of the 3 guards he has to kill, and then walks to exit and leaves before they get unblinded. Because the second the blind wears off, it's only a 5-second blind, they see the body, he loses. So he gets out during the flashbang. 106. Incredibly dope run. This whole section right here is a back and forth between Architect's Lounge and Warehouse, because in the middle days of the run, it was a competition to see which of these would be better. They're both good spawns, but which one can we push farther? So Casetros did the one where he boosted to the roof of the Architect's Lounge. That was sick. But then ElusiveEmu beat that with his Warehouse spawn. Now, Nuj, who fires back with an entirely different route from the Architect's Lounge that I think was sick. Instant goes over here, but he doesn't boost. He doesn't boost to the roof. Wait a minute. How could a strat at the Architect's Lounge be better than flying to the roof at the start? Dragon shot. Look at this shot, dude. Through this onto this little ridge to make the right guy turn around. Kills the first guy. Kills the blind lady. Distraction. Then look. Perfect distraction, dead in the corner. They don't find that body. This is all no boosting. Totally normal, like on balconies. Then he found this fucking sick angle. If you stand at the top of these stairs, there's a window that has the back of this guy's head. This angle is so sick. Blasts him, instantly drops the sniper, doesn't need it anymore. Uses a violin boost to save exactly 2 seconds. Instead of walking down the stairs, he saves 2 seconds. Basically a no boost run. He shoots the power line so that he doesn't have to go over there and flip the switches. Now we're in the tiny optimization. Pockets his gun instantly and then syringes this guy while the other guy's investigating the power lines. Then walks behind the guy, still investigating the power lines, and gets out. Yeah, every second counts at this point. And he's in a good disguise so we can walk to the exit and gets barely faster, a 105, beating ElusiveEmu by 1 second. With, again, an entirely different take on Architect's Lounge. But the warehouse start was not going to take that lying down because it turns out ElusiveEmu was not the best warehouse start in the world. There was someone better, but to find someone better, we had to go all the way to China, to a person that couldn't even upload this video because they didn't have access to YouTube. It's re-recorded from Bilibili. We had to get a man named RSnow, a Chinese Hitman player, who found out about this through word of mouth, and he, obviously discussing with nobody, isolated in China, came up with the world's best warehouse spawn, and in fact, our first sub-minute time. He was able to kill these 5 targets across the entire map in under 1 minute. Oh, did I say sub-minute? I meant sub-50 second. Yeah, we skipped that. Starts in the warehouse. Again, this is the best warehouse spawn in the world. He solved it. Instantly runs over here. Same thing. He figured out this thing as well. The triple shot right here. But what he does is crazy. He smuggled in a taser, and I thought, okay, he's gonna put a proximity taser, and when the guy runs past the explosive barrel, it'll blow up. No, he needs the propane for later. Instead, he drops it right there in an invisible water puddle. It turns out that even though you can't see it, RSnow knew that right here is an invisible water puddle. Not here, not this. Right here that you can electrify. I tested it. I put something here, here, nothing. Right here, yes. How did you find that out? I have no f***ing idea. So he keeps the propane tank, and then this is why he needed the propane tank. He couldn't waste it on that trap. He tosses it and then pause buffer shoots it in midair to get a flying accident kill on the guy on the balcony. That's so crack, dude. I've never seen anything like that. Everyone's panicked, by the way, because the explosion, but he gets out in time. Instantly snipes that, her from a backwards angle, activates the taser, distracts the waiter, and then uses the knockout bomb to knock out all 3 Blue Man guards at one time, while at the same time sniping this guy running underneath the chandelier. Then he kills that guy. These guys are both knocked out. Green guns, 47, 48 seconds. Just fucking cracked. And if you told me that was the best time, I would have said that makes perfect sense. But that guy isn't even on our podium. To get back to our little competition, even though that's the best warehouse time in the world, it actually doesn't beat the best Architect Lounge in the world. Even though they went back and forth for a while, there was one man who could beat that time and prove that the Architect Lounge was in fact better than the warehouse, which is now retired. Housen was able to shave time off that with an entirely different, entirely new Architect Lounge spawn. And now we really are getting into the finale, dude. A 46-second Architect Lounge. Is that? Instead of going up on the glass square, he just boosts in the middle of the room to everybody onto this slanted roof. He has no sniper. Getting the sniper would take him 3 seconds he can't waste. So instead of getting the higher vantage point with the better gun, he takes the lower vantage point with the worse gun. But it doesn't matter when you have aim like this. Boom! Distraction shot. Boom, boom! Hits the chain. Boom, distraction shot. Headshot across the map, pistol. Walk over this roof, distraction shot. I mean, nobody can go on this roof. Look at this. And then, I gotta show you this again. Hits this guy, but doesn't just jump off the roof. That wouldn't be good. Headshots this guy, jumps off, but lands back on this lip so we can see in this window for the last guy. It turns out that if you know the story and lore of this game, like a lore megalol, if you shoot the security system, this guy starts walking. So he shoots the laptop, activating the story, the lore. And these guys are looking at the laptop, and this guy's gonna start activating his cycle.
Yeah.
Boom! These guys don't turn around, and these guys don't turn around. 4 guys are around this guy, and he's shooting him through the window. Then he just walks to the exit. That was the best Architect Lounge spawn in the world. It is now retired. There's just one spawn left. And this is the one we haven't talked about yet. Before we get into top 3, I'd like to do some special honorable mention shout outs to the actual winner of our #1 creativity prize. And that is the legendary BluntsNBeatz. Because BluntsNBeatz made a video called the hands off approach. He spent 10 minutes setting up a Rube Goldberg machine that I can't even fathom. He's going all over the map, setting up so many things, knocking out so many guards, placing briefcases, puncturing this drum barrel. Let him cook. Hack the alarm system to reveal the secret necklace. At 9 minutes and 44 seconds, he walks up to here, he cues the music and makes her sick. And then he puts away his weapons and he gets in the coffin.
The audacity of that one.
Because he stole the necklace, this guy is gonna rage at his guard and then go take a stress smoke break. Blind lady dead, died in the kitchen. The waiter walks outside, picks up the briefcase, burns to death. The waiter's dead. Look at Blake in the bottom right. He's pissed off, checking the computer. The waiter that died, the guard target sees the dead body and puts him in a body bag and starts dragging him to the guard headquarters. Look at Blake. He's taking a stress smoke break only because of the lore right next to an exposed propane tank. Top right guy is puking. Mid right guy is dragging the dead body of the other guy. He found out the route that he would drag the dead body. Walks outside, electrified. At the same time as the other guy dragging the dead body also gets electrified across the map. Explode off the side. 5 kills set up in a beautiful master plan while he is sleeping the entire time. He doesn't interact at all. He doesn't press any detonators. He does nothing. That is crazy to set up. That was an incredible creative kill. It was beautiful. A deserved creative prize win. But obviously at 13 minutes long, it is not in our podium. Let's get to our top 3. And guess what? What's the spawn we haven't seen yet? The Keep. And it turns out if you're a true go to this game, you might realize that the Keep, even though it's super out of the way, has one advantage. It's really high up and you get a sniper instantly. So how do they use 2 things that the goats love to do some of the sickest runs I've ever seen? We're gonna go down to 41 seconds. This is Frag King, our 3rd place run. This is why this smart is good, because look at this. In the first 1 second, he is pulling out a sniper rifle and he's really high up. So welcome to the podium, brother. By the way, Keep was our most popular start, but they did not make the podium. This is what made the podium. Instant shot, violin boost onto the edge. Knocks that guy off the side. Look, oh, dude. He's using a lower powered sniper rifle so that he can get body shots. He hits the guy in the head, sees that he's not gonna fly all the way off the side. So midair, he shoots him again. This guy gets him under the chandelier, jumps off, makes that guy turn around. 2 dead, 15 seconds. Barely doesn't get seen here. Sneaks in the front door, turns that guy around. What? You could just do that? You could just shoot Blake like that? 35 seconds, 36 seconds. Because of the panics he did earlier, the other 2 Blue Man guards have already left. They're already gone. So when he walks through this door, there's only 1 person there and it's the guy he wants to see. So he just quick scopes him and keeps running. The efficiency, bro. 41 seconds. But unfortunately, my friends, when we're dealing with prize pools this big, Hitman is a game of milliseconds. And so our rank 2 person was also a 41, slightly fewer milliseconds, also from the Keep location. But I want you to think about this. You think in a normal speed run, if 2 guys had same time from the same location, they probably did basically the same thing, right? fucking wrong. Let's watch Bread's take on a 41-second keep start. By the way, you can tell this guy's a Omega Cracked Pro because all of his graphic settings are turned to 0. The floor is like shiny. It's like dull matte floor. Instant shot on that guy. Instant violin. Slightly different spot, but again, so far similar. Shoots that guy. Shoots her in the foot. Better shot on that guy. But then lands here. He doesn't go down the other way. He lands here. What is he doing? He's not going to the boat exit. Tranks that guy. Runs to the door. Long range shot on the laptop. This is entirely different. He's going a different section of the map. Oh, dude, this is so sick. He shoots open this door and shoots a distraction shot, then starts climbing. Climbing is slow. Why is this better? Because he shoots open this door. He found out that this spot on that guy's route, you can just shoot him and he doesn't get seen. Which means he can shoot Blake and walk out this almost never used exit. Almost, I don't think any route we showed so far used this exit. And he did all of this different thing to save 1/8 of a second. Just think about how sick Hitman is, bro. They both started here, but one of them ended here and one of them ended here. And they had the exact same time. And those runs to me looked perfect, right? Those runs to me looked nearly flawless. But were they? Is it possible that someone shaved off from the keep spawn a few more milliseconds to get perhaps a 40 or even a 39? If someone did what they did, but even better. These are the questions you might ask if Hitman was a regular speedrunning game and our winner was a regular speedrunner. But he isn't and it isn't. Instead of going from the keep, our two-time winner, Johnny Axe, out of nowhere, on the last day, from the gallery, the least used spawn, showed up hours before the deadline with a run that blew my mind. That didn't do what every other cracked runner did and start from the keep. Instead, came in from the most underrepresented start the last day to win this contest again with a run I am about to show you. Because in Hitman, you don't have to only be mechanically faster. Sometimes you have to see the game different. And when I saw this run, it was clear to me that Johnny Axe sees Hitman different from the rest of us. So this is Johnny Axe's 35-second winning gallery run. 35 means 7 seconds per kill across the map plus exiting. How the does he do it from what was considered the statistically worst start? So let's watch. First thing he discovered was that apparently if you throw an item right here, they look just the right way for him to pick up a breaching charge, pull out a pistol, and just headshot him. Okay, then he insta-headshots the okay. And then we have to show you something that we haven't seen so far. He has 15 seconds left for 3 people, by the way. That's when he pulls out 2 bombs. Now, if you're a Hitman fan, you might know about the fabled strategy of the bomb launch. Incredibly inconsistent, incredibly imprecise, but has been used by myself even in the Paris runs for record runs. It's possible. Difficult to learn in a week, but possible. But if you are a truly experienced runner on this map, you spend a lot of time on it, you're still thinking, wait, no, that's not just improbable, that's impossible. Because if you know the map, as I do, you know that he is standing right here and trying to bomb launch this direction, which means there's a building in the way. You must realize you can't actually clear this. Bomb launches do not go straight up, they arc. So I asked if I could get some footage explaining what I was about to see. What he's doing, by the way, just to be clear, he's putting a tiny bomb next to a bigger bomb and detonating the tiny bomb to launch the bigger bomb. This is Johnny Axe's bomb launch, AKA what I'm calling the greatest bomb launch in Hitman history. There's the bomb. Ding! Now look at the angle it's going. It bounces off the underside of the balcony, the top side of this roof, then soars across the map, only to land on this edge, barely bounce down. Even if you, 1 in a trillion, can get this bomb launch, An explosion kill is not an accident kill. People will find this body, but he lands it in such a way that when Christmas comes, the guy's body dumps over the side in the first second. So everybody that panics and turns around doesn't see the body. Drops the small bomb, or drops the big bomb, drops the small bomb, goes down the stairs. Distraction shots, distraction shots. Hits that, detonates the bomb. Then, that's so cracked. Shoots this guy in the head and body shots this guy. He body shots his shoulder to turn his head this way, so he's like a little stunned. Then just runs out before he gets his bearings and checks it out. That's crazy. 35 seconds, 6 seconds faster than the next fastest person, which is one of the biggest gaps in the whole 300. He saw the game differently, and I have to congratulate him, and I can't wait to give him first place with an absolutely incredible run. Dude, I was so excited when that run came in, because I'll be honest with you, so many of the runs I got were from keep. And so while it was sick to see two legends battle it out for a 41-second perfect keep time, I would have been a little disappointed if the best time first place was just like a 40-second keep. So to see Johnny X just in my inbox 1 hour before everything's done deliver me this beautiful run that I laughed out loud at was sick. It was so cracked. You know, we made the hardest contract we could think of, and 1 week later, Johnny X solved it, bro. Incredible. And I want to thank not just him, but every single person that participated. Super fun, and just made me super excited.